Hello everyone! So, we found a very interesting video.
Indeed. Indeed. Oh, by the way, General CJG here, State of Star Wars as always, and also our other third guest.
The Shadow King, King Naju, channels the darkness and embraces unlimited power.
Yep.
Oh,
And this
yes.
time, holy shit. This is a big one, guys, because, oh man. And, how real is this one? Well, we're going to have to watch the video to find out. So,
Yes.
get ready.
Yeah.
Because bear in mind, we've heard rumors about what happens in the plot, and we're not sure if it's real, but rest assured, they will be very, very stupid.
Yes, the episode 9 full plot leak.
Yeah, I saw the first 2 minutes of this video, and let's just say Star Wars Theory does have a legitimate explanation to say this leak at least has some validity to it. So I say, let's start it.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go!
We would be honored if you would join us.
Alright, so let's take this leak like any leak with a grain of sand. This leak comes from my buddy Cosmic Wonder on YouTube, who covers all Marvel and MCU content. I really
You
like
sure it
his
wasn't the
channel and
CW?
stuff, so I'm just gonna plug him here. Oh yeah, super side note, I gotta plug my own Marvel channel as well. He came across this from his source, who works for a company that does surveys for most big blockbuster movies. This company apparently gets the synopsis of films ahead of their release date to prepare for their surveys. Now, this guy sent him tons of Endgame stuff from the company, and Cosmic says that they were, for the most part, very true once Endgame came out. His source gave him the synopsis on episode 9, and since he doesn't cover Star Wars,
Seeming
he
legit
figured
so
it'd be of
far.
use to me. So he sent me his conversation with his friend, and that's what I'm going to be basing this video on. Now, before I reveal what I was sent, I want to reiterate, I'm not saying this is legit. We know that the Endgame synopsis was for the most part true, which means that there was even some error in that as well. So we don't know if this one's going to be totally accurate or not. But for the most part, his Endgame stuff was correct, and since he covers all Marvel,
Very well,
he knows if
proceed.
it's legit or not. So once again, take it all with
At
a grain
least
of
half is going to
sand,
be
and
true.
let's all theorize once I finish.
let's go.
So here we go. The 9th and final episode of the Star Wars franchise. A year after the events of the last film, the remaining members of the Resistance desperately seek to topple the consolidated galaxy-wide rule of the First Order, with Kylo Ren having now taken over as Supreme Leader. The Knights
I
again
still don't know how these
return
idiots
to
can run the
peace
galaxy
with
with how
the
incompetent they
remaining
are.
complete armor of his lineage, Darth Vader. But as he seeks to chart a new path for the First Order to dominate the galaxy, the Resistance attempts one last-ditch effort to topple the Iron Rule, as Poe Dameron is now in charge of the Resistance forces, including his new commanders Finn and Rose, who must travel from planet
Didn't he get demoted?
while General
Didn't he get
Leia
demoted?
goes to the Outer Rim to try and recruit her allies to their cause. But when the Force spirit of Emperor Palpatine soon re-emerges from the shadows, where he has been pulling the strings all along, he inhabits the willing body of a young dark side acolyte.
Oh my god,
Kylo
it's
Ren.
true. It's
And while Rey
Dark
is
Empire's
on her
shitty
own
version.
mission to translate the ancient Jedi texts and to ultimately determine the truth about her lineage.
Okay, quick pause.
Dark Empire.
So it is Dark Empire's shitty version, the one that King predicted. And me as well.
Oh god. Oh, call me clairvoyant, because I saw that coming.
Okay, so let me remind you, viewers, it's apparently Palpatine's Force Ghost spirit coming back to life and possessing one of Kylo Ren's followers. Let me remind you.
In the original Dark Empire, he possessed clone bodies of himself.
That could not even move or do anything. They were like only vessels.
Yeah.
And really, one of his followers, I doubt that Palpatine's ego would last that long that he would serve under someone like Kylo Ren, or serve anyone else.
Yeah, he served no one.
Not to mention, and don't forget that this also makes the no dark side Force Ghost rule completely broken.
Yes, this is what, like, the fourth time they've contradicted it in the new canon.
But Dave Filoni would just say that, we're just trying to deviate from George Lucas, or it was George Lucas's idea, but he changed his mind.
No. there was this one guy that tried to argue that the no dark side force ghost meant tether spirits. But if Palpatine can possess beings, then that means that force ghost is not tether whatsoever.
Oh,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
it's tethered to the body. Well,
Yeah.
then how
it's
did
not
he
like
get...
yeah, it's
God.
not
How
like
did he
a
get
Sith
inside him?
holocron where you. Yeah, it's not like a Sith holocron where you bind a piece of your essence into it. I mean, this is a full-on ghost.
Oh my God! But if this happens, which let me remind you, this lake has some legitimacy. Let's just say, holy shit! Return of the Jedi ending completely ruined. Vader sacrifice completely destroyed. Finally on the coffin confirmed.
Oh wait,
Let me
wait!
tell you.
Before we continue the video, I am calling it right now
Mm.
that they are going to announce that there's a fourth Death Star. I'm calling it right.
Oh God.
Oh, speaking of the Death Star, there's something about that in this leak. So let's continue watching.
What if instead of that they basically ripped off the galaxy gun?
No, it's something worse. Get ready. Get ready.
Oh God, I can't wait
Get
to find
ready.
out.
It's something that makes no sense. Ready?
All right, what number were we on?
I'm
Iron?
at 317.
Okay, 317 then.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Soon realizes that her force connection to Kylo Ren is growing stronger. The two will find themselves forced to team up together in an effort to eliminate the growing influence of the
The
Emperor
cringe.
once and for all. But as the Resistance fighters make their way to the jungle moon of Yavin, and amongst the rubble of the previously destroyed
Yavin?
Death Star, the Emperor's powers just might
What?
be too great as he attempts
Yeah,
to
that's
spread
what
the
I meant.
powers of the dark side in this grand and epic final climactic battle for the fate
Okay,
of the
pause,
Force
pause,
and
pause. So apparently that shot that we saw in the trailer is not Endor, it's actually Yavin 4.
What?
Wait, really?
Yes! Yavin 4,
So-
yes!
So it's the remains of the first Death Star?
Yes, apparently.
But that thing was
Wait.
completely obliterated.
Yeah, and it was far away from Yavin 4. It was not even close compared to Endor, the second Death Star.
And why is it on Yavin 4? You'd think the gravity of the gas giant Yavin would draw it in.
Yeah, considering that it's a much bigger planet. So how did it get on Yavin 4? There's nothing in it.
This doesn't make any sense. You have a better chance of finding one of the ancient Sith temples that have secret Force rituals instead of the piece of the Death Star.
Yep, exactly. So if it is Yavin 4, then it confirms why the planet didn't look whatsoever like Endor in the trailer, but it also makes a shit ton of no sense whatsoever. In so many ways.
I can't wait to see what Darkness Zenobia thinks about this when we tell him about it.
Oh, he's gonna rant.
Me
He's
too.
gonna rant. No end. So, shall we continue?
Alright. I'm at 344.
Okay, same.
Alright, 3, 2, 1,
the
go.
entire galaxy. So the main thing that I take away from this, which are a lot of things, other than my theory about Palpatine taking over a younger vessel to show his unlimited full power of the dark side, we learn that the Knights of Ren
Bullshit.
return from their long voyage of having searched for the piece of Darth Vader's armor that Kylo has been searching for. This would make sense as to why we didn't see them in episode 7 or 8, because they were busy. They're off somewhere in the galaxy.
So
on a
by
treasure hunt.
Knights of
Now,
Ren,
in the
they
novel
basically meant
Aftermath,
glorified
Empire's
mercenaries.
End, we get these dark side people. They were essentially
Apparently.
called acolytes, and they were looking for Darth Vader's lightsaber. So it could very well be that Kylo is in search of Vader's lightsaber. I know it says armor, but I mean lightsaber could also be classified as armor. We also find out the planet we see in the trailer with the Death Star is apparently the jungle moon of
This
Yavin.
just makes
Now,
me
Yavin is
want
not
to see an
Endor,
Old
and
Republic
something
movie,
in Legends
but
that's
done
interesting
right.
is that Yavin actually had the first Jedi
Yeah.
temple, the Masasi temple, and in Legends,
That's
Luke
not a
raised a
Jedi
whole
temple, but oh well.
Oh crap, I hit an ad.
Heads up, I'm activating the abyssal filament.
Oh great.
Oh.
Now
God.
it's not loading and it's not going. Come on.
Group weapons, do it now. Kinetic ammo? What are you talking about? I brought
This is
yours.
Legends now.
Okay
Yeah, this
guys,
is
I'm at
What item?
442.
Wait, what?
I'm at 442 because I hit an ad.
Oh, you stopped at 442?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to discuss at that time?
No, I stopped because there was an ad.
That's okay.
Oh, screw the fucking ad. Well, let's use that to our advantage.
Okay.
So apparently, from what I gather, is that apparently the Knights of Ren went searching for Darth Vader's lightsaber.
When you said armor, at first I thought, wait, are they ripping off Jedi Prince? Glove of Darth Vader?
No. They've. I remember this back when, like, before the last. It was after Failure Awakens came out, but before the Last Jedi came out. They were talking about. It was back when the Knights of Ren were getting starting up, and they were searching for any remnants of Darth Vader to like worship or use as a bit of an influence.
And the only thing they found was a helmet, I assume.
I guess now they're looking for his lightsaber.
His lightsaber fell down the reactor shaft, didn't it?
Yeah, it fell down the reactor shaft of the Death Star, and the entire Death Star 2 was obliterated. So how are they gonna find it again?
Well, I would say that was a good question, but then again, we have lightsabers that get vision, so fuck all on.
Not to mention Luke's/Anakin's lightsaber appearing out of nowhere in Maz Kanata's place. So there's that to consider as well.
Okay, if Luke's lightsaber did fall, out of Cloud City and into the clouds, wait, was like Maz Kanata just floating in the clouds going, and then Luke's lightsaber just went bonk and hit her on the head.
That could be. I mean, it's not. I mean, compared to the Hispanic universe, how it was done, which apparently it was that a droid somehow found it on Bespin and sent it to Darth Vader, and then Vader gave it to the Emperor, and the Emperor stored it. Compared to that, by the way, he stored it on Wayland. Compared to that, well, I mean, at least that makes a little more sense compared to Episode 7 that didn't explain shit. But oh well. There's that. So, Iron, ready? Where did you stop?
442.
442. Okay. King, ready? 442.
And just to warn you guys, at about 9-ish, there's another thing for an ad.
Okay. Well, we can stop there. The moment it plays, just tell us to pause it.
Got it.
3, 2, 1.
Jedi school in this temple. Now get this, before Luke even taught students at the Massassi temple, we have to understand how was the temple itself built. Now this was built 5,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, and it was built by the Massassi, who were mutated into these dark side creatures by the Sith Lord Nagasado. It was so massive that the galaxy doubted it could have been built at such a time. However, using Sith alchemy, it was possible. The Massassi creatures ended up worshipping Nagasado even after he went to sleep inside a sarcophagus in the temple. So I'm thinking they based Snoke on Nagasado, or maybe a story like his, or is that what happened to Palpatine?
Remember, they did make
asleep somewhere. So I'm wondering, what is the reason we're going back to Yavin, which was the location of the first Death Star? What could this piece from Vader do for Kylo is my other question. Why is it so important? Does it go beyond Kylo just having an obsession, or is there a reason? I believe it could be because it allows him to connect with his grandfather, with all that he did, and with the dark side. Perhaps he wants to take the crystal from it and make it his own. Maybe the lightsaber gives him immense powers that can't be given to him otherwise. Something like how wands work in Harry Potter, with the Elder Wand being the most powerful. And if you didn't know that, wands in Harry Potter basically just grant the user different powers depending on who it is and what the wand is made of, etc., etc. Shameless plug to my Harry Potter theory channel. Go check it out if you like this. Anyways, back to the video. Maybe Kylo wants Vader's boots. I mean, I really don't know at this point. Maybe it's going to make him taller or something like that, and he'll be able to connect with his grandfather more. But, we do know that he has a melted helmet, so having another piece of his armor, like his lightsaber or his chest plate, perhaps perhaps would give Kylo the clairvoyance that he needs to speak with him, or maybe have more visions. That part I'm pretty unsure about. The second part that I'm really drawn to, or I guess the third, is that Palpatine is indeed using essence transfer to put himself into one of Kylo's dark acolytes. These were the guys in the Aftermath Empire's End book that were looking for Vader's lightsaber. So, I mean, hey, it's kind of things are sort of adding up here. This could be one of the guys who was going after the lightsaber from the Aftermath novel. Now, the Aftermath Empire's End novel takes place between episodes 6 and 7. So, what could have happened there? Well, there's a lot to be told. This acolyte, whoever he is, must be a worshipper of Sidious. Whoever it is, this acolyte has been doing Palpatine's bidding or trying to bring him back in some sort of way. Now, my theory still stands. I think Palpatine will use some sort of essence transfer like he's done a million times in the comics, books, and other lore. Like in one comic that I brought to life called Dark Empire, there was a series of them. Palpatine basically creates clones of himself using a cloning facility after Return of the Jedi and brings himself back using essence transfer.
Okay,
so I guess
small pause, Iron.
Yeah, I paused.
Okay, so here's the thing, your episode 9 is heavily ripping off Dark Empire and doing a shitty version of it, like a really, really shitty version. I know we've said it multiple times, but literally.
It's true.
Yeah, like they're ripping it off to no end.
And we don't, and before we go off, we don't have a problem with a separate timeline taking the same story but tweaking it and making improvements on it, because a lot of stuff have done that before. Transformers did it with the Transformers Prime timeline. The MCU does it. DC, Godzilla, so many other things. But what Disney and Star Wars is doing is just ripping it off and just taking away all the elements that made it good and just filling it up with nonsense.
And they don't even credit the original story or authors or anything. They literally claim it's original.
And they also said, McCready freedom!
Oh yeah, that shit too.
One of the dumbest excuses that turned out to be pointless.
Yep. So there's that. And Dark Empire haters, suck it, because now we're getting something far worse.
People no longer have the right to complain about Dark Empire.
Yep. No.
We're not
more.
even 10 minutes into this video and I've already given up on the plot.
I gave up on it in the first 5. So there's that. So shall we continue and end this?
Alright, I'm at 7:26.
36. Okay.
27 close enough.
Okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
He's going to be doing this essence transfer thing, but now in canon, in the 9th film, if, you know, this is a true leak, and he's going to be doing it into someone younger and willing and, I guess, powerful. A vessel, basically. And it leads me to wonder if this is exactly what Palpatine was using Anakin for. You know, this is why he was always saying, you know, I found a much younger and more powerful apprentice. Maybe his plan was to train Anakin to become as strong and as powerful as he could, as he was meant to be, and then he would have taken over his body. Now, apparently, George
I'm pretty
Lucas
sure
had
if
planned to
Anakin
bring
reached his
Palpatine
full
back in
potential,
the
he get
trilogy
over
after Return of the Jedi anyway.
Yeah.
He had set something else to make another 3 films, but of course then he sold it to Disney. Now if Palpatine takes this willing body of the Dark Acolyte, then there's no measure as to just how powerful we'll see Palpatine in Rise of Skywalker. It could be absolutely unimaginable. The type of power that we all wanted to see demonstrated in the films. What we've all been waiting for. Lastly, what I want to highlight is that Rey is reading the texts. These are the ancient Jedi texts from the Force tree on Octu, the same tree that Yoda ignited with lightning. She took them with her at the end of The Last Jedi, and if you didn't notice, when Finn closed the drawer in the Falcon, we see them neatly put in there. She's now going to be reading them to find out where she comes from, which I think isn't really too important, but it's definitely interesting. I think that she could be a clone. Possibly a clone of Anakin, or from Luke's hand, or from some facility that, you know, Palpatine was working on in Octu. Or maybe she's a clone of Kylo.
Pause, I'm just gonna go to the ad right now, because it's 9 minutes right now. So, while you deal with the ad, Iron,
I'm actually, the ad's not for a little bit more.
Play it and finish it, Iron. So while you deal with the ad, Iron, me and King.
I'm not at the ad yet.
Okay, no matter. So, okay, King, what are you gonna say before I see more?
Okay, so so what I'm getting from this is that the theory is that Rey is possibly a clone of Anakin or coming from Luke's hand. Is that what they're saying?
If this is true, then that's a Tron trilogy ripoff. No, actually, you know what? It could be a ripoff. It definitely could be more of a Tron trilogy ripoff because
Yeah, because it'd be a ripoff of Luke.
Yes, because here's the thing. Musk got Anakin's lightsaber out of nowhere. What if Darth Vader somehow got the hand of Luke Skywalker, and from that they apparently made some sort of female offspring version of Luke? Imagine that shit.
That is so.
combining
That is so
Dark
fucking
Empire and
retarded.
Heir to the Empire.
Yep, that is ultra retarded. It makes Lucas Skywalker from the Tron trilogy all the more badass if he already was. Let that sink in, my friends. Oh, fucking So not only are we getting Dark Empire ripped off in a shitty way, but we're also getting the Tron trilogy ripped off in a shitty way. If she's a clone, that is.
And if she is a clone, why didn't they just have her growth accelerated so she could be more useful to the Empire?
Hey, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No idea. But then again, supposedly in the Disney Star Wars timeline, she was born in 15, maybe, no, 30, okay, it's 33, 19 minus. She was born in 24 ABY, no, 15 or 24 ABY, several years after Episode 6. So I wonder who would get that DNA sample to clone her. Like, who would even bother to do that? So it doesn't align.
It doesn't make any sense. They should have just done it like, say that she's a descendant of Palpatine. That would have been a much more interesting explanation.
Yeah,
Oh,
it would
yeah.
still make no sense, but it would be interesting at least. And also, even okay, I'm gonna say this. This is not part of the leak, by the way. This is Star Wars theory. He ended with the leak thing on the first 4 minutes. So there's that for you guys to say. But another thing, if this clone idea of Rey is not the rip off the Tron trilogy, I know what is already confirmed to be a legitimate rip off the Tron trilogy. It is a clone army that we saw, in the promotion material. That apparently the First Order is making their own clone army, similar to how Thrawn got a clone army. The rest of the stormtroopers for the Empire in the Tron trilogy. So if we're not getting clone Luke as a ripoff, then at least the clone army we are getting it.
Not to mention, you could also say this is a ripoff of Force Unleashed 2, since they're cloning Force wielders, which also doesn't make any sense because Force wielding clones are supposed to be brain damaged.
Yeah, they're supposed to have some sort of insanity.
Yeah, indeed. The Force Unleashed 2 was rushed and kind of incompleted, so we can't really say if that is. I mean, I guess it is canon, but I don't know. I take honest. If you ask me, only the Force Unleashed one I do consider legitimately 100% canon. So in the Spanish universe, by the way. Anyway, so shall we finish this? How long are you missing out to get to the ad?
Just a few seconds.
Okay.
I'm at 8:52.
That's where I'm at,
Just a
too.
girl. It's also possible that she has a lineage to Obi-Wan, since we heard his voice directly call her name in the Force-back vision
That wouldn't
in
make
The
any
Force Awakens
sense.
that she got when she touched
It wouldn't,
Anakin's
yeah.
lightsaber. Now, the dark side cave scene in The Last Jedi had us all
What?
wondering who her parents were and why we saw so many clones of herself. Maybe that was the answer. Maybe she is just
You can just
one of many clones. More about that
Feel
in
the
another...
pretentiousness of Rian Johnson's directing.
Oh, I made it faster. I'm at 9:17, but there's no ad. Okay, so they was thinking, ooh, maybe Rian Johnson set up all this. He didn't. He set up
He
nothing.
destroyed it. He destroyed it. He destroyed it all. Jesus Christ. He destroyed it all, to be precise. He fucking annihilated it. And massively. Oh man. What do you think of this, gang?
I'd sooner believe that Frank Miller's you know, I can't even come up with a joke. This writes itself.
Oh yeah, that is something. Oh man. Okay, so Iron, where'd you stop again?
9:17.
Okay, then let's go.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
The video, but this was the plot leak that I got to read and theorize and speculate on for you guys. So even if it turns out not to be true, then it all falls in line with every theory just about that I've had regarding episode 9. Now here's what I want you to do. Let me know in the comments what you think Kylo is trying to find regarding Vader's piece of his armor. Could it be his chest plate, his cape, or his weapon, which can be classified as a type of armory, I guess. Second, who will Palpatine take over and how powerful
I wonder
will
if
he
Kylo
become?
Ren's
And
supposed to
third,
be a
who do you
metaphor
think
for
Rey's
all
parents
those
are? Is she a clone or
nerds
just a
that
child of
collect,
Junkers? Maybe related to
Star Wars
Obi-Wan.
memorabilia.
Now something I'd like to see a little more information
no
on,
idea.
especially in the movies, is to see what Palpatine was doing on Jakku way before the Phantom Menace. You see, in the Aftermath
what?
novel, he actually went there and a lot of things happened. One of the main things that I want to talk about is the fact that he created some secret laboratory.
Pause! He's ripping off Alien Empire! In the Throne Trilogy! Secret facility on Wayland!
Wait, so apparently the Aftermath trilogy already ripped off the Tron trilogy?
Yes, I didn't realize that because I'm.
Oh my god!
Why didn't they just call it Wayland?
Oh my god. So apparently Jakku has a secret hideout of Palpatine that is basically a ripoff to the Mount Tantis Wayland. Is that true? Oh my fucking god. So they are going so the pieces for ripping off the Tron trilogy are there and they're just assembling them for episode 9.
Why didn't he just put it on Tatooine? It's not like Darth Vader would ever go there.
No idea, but then I think I know why. Because episode 9 is coming out. We need to link the Aftermath trilogy with the sequel trilogy somehow. So let's put Emperor Palpatine's hideout on Jakku, because why not?
Okay, so Palpatine's clones were on Jakku, along with Rey, along with people meeting there, sort of coming to retrieve BB-8 to get the map to Luke Skywalker. Oh my god, this is so contrived.
This is so stupid. Now, to be fair, we don't know if Palpatine actually has clones of himself or an actual clone army. Well, no, actually, yes, he must have a clone army there. Because, again, the clone army is confirmed to be in episode 9, the First Order's own clone army. So he must at least have a clone army of that. Now, Palpatine's own clones, as in himself being cloned, I don't think they're going to bring that, because according to the plot, he's going to possess some other entity that's one of the followers of Kylo Ren. So Palpatine returning in his clone bodies is not coming, but he is returning. He is coming back from the dead in a Force Ghost spirit possessing other beings. So that is indeed coming. Oh my Jesus Christ! This is gonna be glorious. This is gonna be 10 out of 10 material in the cringe-worthy and shitty factor for Star Wars ever. Maybe more so than The Last Jedi.
We'll see.
But you can guarantee Rotten Tomatoes will try to defend this film to the
God. Oh god, damn, and the Disney Star Wars shows. Oh god, Jesus Christ.
I bet Grumpy's gonna praise it.
Of course he will.
Even though he hates Dark Empire and thinks the
Tron
trilogy
trilogy
is decent but super overrated. The only good thing in the EU.
And yet he's overrating the shit out of Disney Star Wars. There's that. So let's finish this. 1 more minute, even though I think everything else is just
Yeah, I'm at 10:08.
Okay, do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
That was extremely heavily guarded. Now, a lot of different theories are going around what this laboratory could have been about, but I'm thinking maybe there was something else going on there. Maybe, it was a cloning facility where he was looking to make the perfect clone in order to create the perfect vessel. And maybe this was his way of cheating death. Perhaps that was his whole plan with Palpatine, to have this younger, newer apprentice and then transfer his essence into him. Or maybe that's what he's trying to do with Rey. And, it was so much trial and error until he eventually got Rey, which we see in Force Awakens. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Please hit like if you enjoyed this possible leak and my theory about it. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all.
Okay, I think now we can pause it.
Yeah.
So, so let's a small summary on the plot leak itself. The Resistance is trying to once again attack the First Order, see if they can take them down. Kylo Ren and the Knights Ren apparently are searching for some sort of piece of armor for Darth Vader. Emperor Palpatine's Force Ghost Spirit is coming back and possessing one of the followers of Kylo Ren. And apparently Rey and Kylo Ren are somehow going to unite against Palpatine. That apparently seems to be the Force connection of Kylo Ren and Rey is becoming stronger, and the two will find themselves forced to team up together in an effort to eliminate the growing influence of the Emperor once and for all.
Reylo.
Yes, right. So Reylo's full on coming back. And then the Resistance fighters make their way to the jungle moon of Yavin, amongst the rubble who previously destroyed Death Star.
Why can't we have Rey and Finn together?
Oh god, yeah. And apparently, okay, I gotta ask, when were the Emperor's powers too great in Yavin 4 again? He didn't even set foot on Yavin 4. He wasn't even the first Death Star. Well, he was in The Force Unleashed, but that's not canon. This is Star Wars. Oh, no! This is a mess. This is a mess. This is a fucking mess. By the way, Iron, if for your viewers to watch the plot in the screens, put your screen at 2:13. By the way, 13 or 14. Just put it there, so they can see the full leak there, the picture of it.
My
Next.
God,
Wait, 13 or 14?
I've never thought I'd say this, but I mean, I never thought I'd say this, but Final Fantasy 13's trilogy now makes more sense than this.
Oh god.
Oh god. What about Game of Thrones season 8?
We'll have to get more information, but at this rate, Game of Thrones season 8 and True Blood season 7 are still worse than this, but it's not off to a good start.
I think once we get the second trailer, that's when you're gonna level Game of Thrones season 8. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So Palpatine is indeed coming back. It's a Force Ghost Spirit. Oh, taking control of one of the dark side acolytes of Kylo Ren. Rey and Kylo Ren's Reylo connection is getting stronger. They're going to Yavin 4 for no fucking reason. And the Death Star there is... This is a mess. This is a mess.
It's a complete mess.
Yeah, this is the exact kind of messy plot that I knew Episode 9 would have. Though, to be fair, it gets an extra point for being a little bit worse than I thought. But it's just as bad as I expected.
And to top it off, we're gonna get more Reylo. Everyone's favorite pair.
How much can I bet that they're gonna marry and have children and a family in the very end of the movie? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh, don't forget that Rey right now has a love triangle with Finn, Kylo Ren, and even Paul Dameron to some extent. Remember that shit?
Wait, didn't they say that Poe Dameron was gay or something?
No, that was just the fanboys. The Finn and Paul Dameron fanboys wanting Finn and Paul Dameron to be a gay couple, but that never officially happened. And don't forget the Finn ended up with Rose, not with Rey or Paul Dameron. So,
who ended up with Rose?
Finn, remember?
I thought you said someone else ended up with Rose.
No, Finn. Remember that she kissed Finn in Episode 8.
It's the worst line in Star Wars history.
Yeah, the sand line is nothing compared to the Rose Tico quote in terms of cringiness.
Nothing Jar Jar Binks ever said compares to what Rose Tico's line was.
Oh, speaking of Jar Jar Binks, remember that this movie has the Claude critter, the banana slug alien.
Who's
Did you
gonna
Oh,
go?
thanks, General. It wasn't like I was trying to wipe that from my memory.
the
It's so
moment you
funny how that was
mentioned,
legit.
you know, that thing is legitimate, by the way. So don't forget that thing is also going to be in this movie.
Alright, any other thoughts?
King, you first.
This movie's gonna suck something fierce. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put in more effort into this.
Okay. To me, it's going to be. Well, I know very. Now I got. Okay, the trailer confirmed to me the movie was going to be bad, but this just further confirms it. So, episode 9 is going to be awful, guys. I got a big suggestion. Just read the Tron trilogy. Just read it, please. Read those books. Hell, even the comic version, even though the art style I think is okay. But even that, read
And
that.
read
Read
the
either
Dark
of those trilogies.
Empire and Jedi Academy
Yeah.
trilogy, all that good EU stuff.
Yeah, read all that good stuff, my friends, please. Don't bother with this shit. This shit is already confirmed bad. Don't speculate it's gonna be good. No. Because no. The pieces are there. It's gonna be awful. Guaranteed. It's a guaranteed mess. And even if we didn't have the trailer or this, we can easily see with The Last Jedi how bad it left episode 9. We can easily see it. So there's no way this movie is gonna be good. No way. So just leaving it with you there, guys. If you ask me, just quit. Don't even bother watching the movie. In fact, just leave us, the State of Star Wars, to do that for you guys. We're gonna watch
Yes,
it.
throw
and
yourself in the
we're gonna,
plane.
yeah, and we're gonna do the sequel trilogy teardown, tearing apart all 3 sequels, including episode 9. So I say you should better wait for that. Don't watch this garbage. Save your money for something better. The Tron trilogy, for example.
And don't worry, the Vanity Fair video will come up sooner or later.
Yeah, I just didn't have to upload it, so.
Yeah. No worries.
I wasn't very active for the past few days.
No worries. Though I think we should first have this one uploaded first because this one's a little more important to me.
As soon as I am done, or we're done recording this, I'm gonna start uploading it.
Okay. So yeah, that's my final words. Aaron, yours.
Well, we'll see what happens. And like the General said, and read the EU. Read it.
The Tron trilogy. Please just read that. So yeah. That's it, guys. So we'll see you all for the next video if we get some more leaks of the plot or the second trailer, even better.
Yes, I can't wait to react to that. Alright, see you around, dudes.
Farewell, mortals.
Bye-bye.
Farewell.